Hi Year 1 learners and welcome to Lesson 62. My name is Danielle. Now you may have joined me in Lesson 61 when we learnt the difference between 2 and 3-dimensional shapes. 2-dimensional shapes have sides, which are a line on the boundary joining one corner to another. So here on the triangle we can see the sides here. 1, 2, 3. They have corners, which are a place or angle where two sides meet. Here's a corner. Now, 3-dimensional shapes have faces, and we know, not like this. It is a flat surface of a 3-dimensional shape, like here. 3-dimensional shapes are either enclosed by surfaces, which are either flat or curved. So on our cylinder we can see flat surfaces and a curved surface. Now, in our last lesson, we used 2-dimensional shapes to create a plan for a new treehouse for our friend Lenny. Now, here is my plan. Now, you may have done one at home to build a cubby house or a tree house for one of your toys. So this is the plan that I used, and you can see that the architects and the builders, they came together and they decided that the model, we needed a few minor changes. So we've added a little extra height here and a little bit more stability here. I hope you enjoyed designing your treehouse or cubby house for one of your toys. So our learning intention today is to identify faces and surfaces on 3-dimensional shapes. Now, I have some objects here. They are 3-dimensional because they have height, they have width, and they have depth. I can pick them up. Now, I have some clues here, and I'm going to read the clues, and I want you to help me match the clue to the 3-dimensional shape. But before we do that, we are going to look closely at this 3-dimensional object to work out how many faces are on here. Now, to help, I'm going to use these stickers, and I'm going to place a sticker on each face, and we're going to count them together. Are you ready? Okay, so let's count together. 1 and 2. Here, 3, it's a square face. And 4. And if we lift it this way, a rectangular face, put that there. And if I flip it this way, another rectangular face. Let's put a sticker here. Okay, let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many faces are on this 3-dimensional object? Did you say 6? Well done. Now that we know what the face of a 3-dimensional object is, I want you to listen carefully to these clues, and you're going to help me match the clue to the 3-dimensional object. Are you ready? Okay, the first clue is I have a curved surface and a point. I want you to look at the 3-dimensional objects and which one has a curved surface and a point. Now I'm looking at this one and I know there's a curved surface, but no point. That's flat, so it can't be that one. A curved surface, no point. And that's not a curved surface. A curved surface and a point. I think that's a match. Let's put that there. Our second clue is I have curved and flat surfaces. Okay, let's have a look. So we know it can't be that one. Well, that's not curved. This one is curved, but there's no flat surface with it. Curved and flat surfaces. I think that's a match. Let's put that there. Okay, clue number 3 is I have a curved surface. Is it this one? No. A curved surface. Let's put that one there. Okay, clue number 4. I have 6 faces. I know this one straight away. We just counted this one, didn't we? We placed a sticker on every face, and we know there are 6. So let's place that there. Our final clue says, I have at least 1 square face. There is only one object left, but let's check. I have at least 1 square face. Shall we count them all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's place that there. Well done. Thanks, everybody. Now, you might remember my friend Mike and his super shape shop. Now, Mike's shop is going extremely well, so he's started to sell 3-dimensional shapes as well now. Before we go shopping, let's learn together a little bit more about the name and attributes of some 3-dimensional shapes. Now, I want you to say the shapes with me if you know them. Do you know what this 3-dimensional shape is? It's called a cone. And a cone has 1 face, 1 surface, 1 point, and 1 edge. You might find a cone shape when eating an ice cream. I wonder if you can point to the cones on Mike's shelf. I can see one here. Okay, let's learn about another 3-dimensional shape. Do you know the name of this one? It's a cube. Now, cubes have 6 faces, 8 corners, and 12 edges. Can you find a cube on the shelf? I can see a few, but there's one here right next to me. This one is a rectangular prism. A rectangular prism has 6 faces, 8 corners, and 12 edges. Now, often we might see boxes that are shaped like rectangular prisms. Can you find a rectangular prism on the shelf? I want you to point now. I can see one here or one here. Okay, the next 3-dimensional shape is a sphere. You might play a sport where the ball is shaped like a sphere. So spheres have 1 curved surface, 0 corners, and 0 edges. Can you point to a sphere? I can see one here. Okay, what's the name of this 3-dimensional shape? Did you say cylinder? Well done. The picture here, we've got a paint tin that's in a cylinder shape. A cylinder has 2 faces, 1 curved surface, 0 corners, and 2 edges. Can you point to a cylinder on the shelf? Here's one. Okay, now this one, it's a pyramid and it has a square base. So we call it a square-based pyramid. And square-based pyramids have 5 faces, 5 corners, and 8 edges. Can you find a square-based pyramid? Might be a little hard to see, but if I show you that, can you see the base is a square shaped? Okay, the next one is a triangular based pyramid. Now, triangular based pyramids are similar, but the base is not square, it is triangular. And a triangular based pyramid have 4 faces, 4 corners, and 6 edges. Can you find one on the shelf? Let's have a look. There's the base, it's triangular. Okay, finally, this shape is a hexagonal prism. And these pencils here are hexagonal prisms. So they have 8 faces, 12 corners, and 18 edges. Can you see a hexagonal prism on the shelf? I can see one here. You can see the two opposite ends are hexagons and they are joined by rectangular faces. Wow, Mike, what a great selection of shapes you have in your shape shop. Now, let's have a look at the price list for Mike's three-dimensional shapes in the shop. So, in Mike Meerkat's Super Shape Shop, a shape costs the same amount as the number of faces or surfaces it has. So, if we had a shape that had one face or one surface, it would cost $1. If we had a three-dimensional shape that had two faces or surfaces, it would cost $2. $3. Four faces or surfaces cost $4. 5 is $5. If a shape has 6 faces or surfaces, how much would it cost? $6. A shape with 7 faces or surfaces would cost $7. And finally, if a shape had 8 faces or surfaces, it would cost, you guessed it, $8. Now, I'm going to go shopping at the shape shop and I'm going to choose 3 shapes. Now, I'd like to find out how much it would cost, or the total, for these 3 shapes. Can you help? Fantastic. So, I'm going to choose first, let's have a look. I'm going to choose this one. Do you know the name of this one? Did you say a rectangular prism? Well done. Now, let's count the faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, how much would this shape cost? It has 6 faces. That's right, $6. So I'm going to write a 6 here. Okay, my second shape, let's choose, this one, a sphere. And a sphere has 1 curved surface. So how much would a sphere cost? 1 curved surface is $1. Okay, so we're going to add 6 and 1. I need one more shape from the shop. Let's go. I'm going to choose a cone. How many faces or surfaces do you think it has? We have 1 flat one here and 1 curved one here. That is 2. So that's going to cost $2. Okay, now what's our total? How am I going to find that out? That's right, add them all together. 6 and 1 is 7. 7 and 2 more is 9. Now, we're talking about dollars, so our total for these 3 shapes is $9. So that's how much money I need for those 3 shapes. Now, your home task is to choose 3 shapes from Mike's Super Shape Shop, and I want you to work out the total, just like I did. Now, if you're looking for a bit of a challenge, you might like to find the total of 5 shapes. So in this lesson, we explored faces and surfaces on 3-dimensional objects. So a face is a flat surface of a 3-dimensional shape, just like this on the cube. Surface. 3-dimensional shapes are enclosed by surfaces which are either flat or curved. Today, we identified and compared the number of faces and surfaces on a variety of 3-dimensional shapes. Now, I'm going to pop these shapes back on the shelf, and I would like you to pause the video on the shapes so that you can do your home task. I hope you enjoy shopping at the Super Shape Shop. Now don't forget to record the total of your shapes that you buy. Thanks for joining me.